up, guys? Eric here with driverlineup.com, world's okay steering wheel holder, and the co-driver who just did something really funny that we're not going to talk about. We're really not going to talk about it. So, I have this hat. I'm still a fan of the truck. We still love Peterbilt trucks. We're still supportive of ordering our new Peterbilt truck. What we do not like is Peterbilt dealerships. None whatsoever. So we had to pay. Okay, if you're just joining our channel on this video, go watch yesterday's video, because we I don't want to explain too much, because those of you who watched yesterday's video, you already know. But just as a recap, Million Mile Man does no caps. We're going to do a recap. As a recap, we had a...
That's not even how that works. Like...
No, they're not even close, but I felt like saying it.
No, it's not even close to a no cap.
Well, this is Recap Monday. So we had to regen the truck twice, manually, pull over, full regen, 45 minutes per time, twice within 1,000 miles.
I just realized I have my seatbelt on while we're parked, which is really nerdy.
And then the second time this happened, we got a check engine light. So road assist, which I told you guys yesterday is about as effective as a lead balloon, and actually assisting you when you're on the side of the road, seemed to not be able to help whatsoever, and that carried over into today. The dealership that they confirmed that I was going to, which we parked 2 miles from overnight because it was closed yesterday, because most Peterbilts are closed on Sunday, because you guys know we truck drivers don't drive trucks on Sundays. So, you know, it makes sense that...
We have standard banking hours.
Yeah, it makes sense that an industry that serves millions of trucks that run on Sundays would not be open on Sundays. Anyway, that dealership, as we found out this morning, does not do warranty work. So we got repowered yesterday.
And nothing inspires confidence like a dealership not doing warranty work for a product they sell.
Yeah.
Just saying, there's a bit of irony there.
Really incredible experience there on that one. So we were kind of, and still are, afraid to drive the truck, because we know a few other drivers who've had similar issues, and it did not end well for them. It involved another vehicle in front of their vehicle, with their vehicle attached to that vehicle, and their vehicle being powered by that vehicle in front of them. I don't want that. But because of our situation was really kind of cluster-effed, because we have an empty trailer that has lettuce and spinach all over the floor. They don't like us to take empty trailers to dealerships for security reasons. We've had empty trailers stolen before, something like that.
Well, that, and it's not in use if it's just sitting
Yeah.
there for...
And they want it in use, making money. They don't want them sitting somewhere. So that's fine. I'm not complaining about that. But when I messaged dispatch to find out where we could take it, or if there was a driver who needed it, the only customer we could drop that trailer at was 35 miles in a direction that the actual dealership in Cleveland that does warranty work is not in. And the only washout, because we couldn't take the trailer to that customer dirty, was in 18 miles in a direction that neither of those two were in. So
it was all so convenient.
Like,
so
where we were parked, washouts 18 miles this way, customers 18 miles this way, or 32 or 33 miles this way, and then the dealerships like another 37 miles from the... Basically, it would have required 115 miles of driving to get this truck to a dealership that was only 20 miles from where we were.
That's trucking right there.
So we're looking at, okay, well, we have a truck that we're not comfortable driving, and clearly we have to drive at 115 miles to get it worked on to where we're comfortable driving it. That's the scenario we were facing this morning, which was shit. Then I call the dealership to see if I need to park the trailer there just for a short period of time, just in case dispatch came back and said we have a driver who needs an empty.
Which has happened.
Yeah, which has happened. And just to see, you know, what the situation is it inside a gate, et cetera, et cetera. The guy at the dealership in North Cleveland, which I'm going to leave them a review, and I'm not afraid to say this, was one of the rudest, most asshole-ish dealers, like service reps I've ever talked to. I mean, the guy was like...
He made the Peterbilt with Poconos seem friendly.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I'm like, hey, I'm just checking to see, just in case I need to bring an empty trailer, do you guys have a place to park this for a little bit? He goes, nope. I was like, okay. What do people normally do if they have a trailer and need to have their truck worked on? He said, well, normally I would have a place for them to put it, but I don't have that today. And that's between the driver and the company to work out. It's not our problem. And I was like, oh my God, okay. Like, you could have just said, hey, I'm sorry, sir. Or you don't have to call me sir, like I am the customer, but whatever. Don't call me sir. You could say dude. You could just be like, sorry, dude, we unfortunately are very busy right now and we don't have room for an empty trailer. That would be fine.
And the other part, the whole, okay, well, once we figure all that out, do you have any idea of like what the lead time is before it gets looked at? No, I have no idea. I can't tell you how long it'll be before we look at it.
Yeah, the whole thing was leading me to believe very strongly that
they didn't want us to bring it there at all.
They didn't want us to bring it there. And if we did bring it there, we were likely going to be stuck in a hotel for a week. And for those of you who watched our Check Engine Light Inn and Suites series back in December, you know that we're not really big fans of staying in the Check Engine Light Suites and hotel resort. So, you know, it's kind of like, all right, if we have to drive 115 miles to get to the damn dealership that's 20 miles away, and then if we have to spend $700-800 to stay in a hotel for a week, which, by the way, for a lot of you guys, it's a lot easier to stay in a hotel when you're on the road. We have a dog. So if you're thinking about having a dog on the truck, just a little bit of extra complexity.
Well, because
not all hotels allow dogs to stay there.
You can't easily get towed because they'll want you to leave the dog in the truck. So
right.
You have to very carefully plan your breakdowns.
A lot of tow trucks, for liability reasons and stuff, won't allow the dog to be in the truck. So there's just like, you know, there's some added complexity. So we couldn't stay at one of the hotels that was right there by Peterbilt. We had to stay at a hotel that was miles and miles from the Peterbilt, which meant Ubering back and forth because Peterbilt, that particular Peterbilt, was full of assholes, and they're likely not going to just shuttle us back and forth. They didn't even want us to go there.
And that hotel wanted like $30-something a day dog fee.
Yeah, so, you know, this whole situation was a poison. So I quickly started thinking, okay, well, what other poisons can I choose from that would be less poisonous? And the poison that I started trending to was, can we limp this truck to Prime in Springfield? And so I started making some calls because the big factor for us was making sure that A, we don't void our warranty by driving it when we shouldn't, and B, making sure that we had a decent understanding of what the problem was, what the work was going to require, et cetera, et cetera. So call Road Assist. This individual who answered the phone basically told me that he was new and in training and had no idea how to look up the codes. And I was like, well, am I going to void my warranty? I don't think so. Okay, this is the reason I'm calling, dude. I'm calling to get confirmation from you that I am not going to void my warranty by driving. Yeah, I think you're good. I think you're good. I don't think so. I want you are or you are not going to void your warranty.
Just like the check engine light might be a glitch.
Yeah, Road Assist also told me yesterday that the check engine light might just be a glitch.
Send it.
Could just be a glitch. So finally, thankfully, Van, who's our Peterbilt rep. And, you know,
not always the easiest to get
not always the easiest to get a hold of,
but he'll come in the clutch and help you out.
He is very helpful, and I understand he's one dude, you know, so he is helpful. He did respond to my text messages when he got out of church yesterday. I appreciated that, and I told him that, and then he did call me back today, albeit much later than I would have liked. But he did call me back today and confirmed and verified that it is in fact the NOx sensor, which is what we had replaced in December when we were at the check engine light.
Or at least that's what the code's saying.
That's what the code's saying. When we were at the check engine light Inn and Suites Resort in Detroit, that's what the problem was. So it's the same thing now, or at least that's what the code's telling us. So it leads me to believe it may be a deeper issue. But anyway, so he very clearly stated, no, you are not voiding your warranty. That is warranty work. And not only that, he was like, I would drive the shit out of it. That's literally his words.
Well,
I'd drive the shit out of it.
Because his preference is always that if it's safe to do so, bring it back to Springfield, because he has more control over what he can get them to do.
Yeah,
because sometimes these dealerships just really don't want to cooperate with the warranty work, and they just, so if it's safe to do so, they will always prefer that you bring your truck to Springfield Freightliner or Springfield Peterbilt. Like, that's just always going to be what Prime wants you to do.
Yeah, so he was definitely in favor of the decision to bring it to Prime, and he was sharing the vibe that if we did take it to the one in Cleveland, we were likely in for an extended stay at the resort up there.
And I mean, I do love our romantic getaways at some of these hot travel destinations, but I just really wasn't feeling a week stay in Cleveland.
Yeah. What's the ad on
Cleveland? At least it's not Detroit.
Yeah, Cleveland.
Hastily made tourism videos.
The hastily made tourism videos. I don't know how this is turning into a bashing Ohio video, but you know, you take an opportunity when you get it. Cleveland. At least it's not Detroit. Yeah. So yeah, we didn't really want to. So we're currently in Indiana, sitting at an Eagle truck wash waiting to get our wash out. We actually went to a Blue Beacon up in Ohio, and that was like 15 trucks deep, and we were like, F this. Not gonna sit in a line for 3 hours for a washout. We did that the other day, so took another gamble to come here, and sure enough, there's only 2 trucks in front of us here at the Eagle truck wash.
You gotta explain what happened at the TA, like when we went. So, because that's a big part of the story.
We'll do a separate video. We're already at.
Oh.
I'm redoing this one to make it shorter. The other one was like 22 minutes. She had a pretty significant mishap.
Soul crushing.
Which we'll probably, yeah, we'll talk about that in a future video, for sure. Like in the next day or two, because it was soul crushing. She cried. It made her cry. Let me put it that way. But it's a whole video in and of itself. So we do have a load that we're running over to pick up to take to St. Louis, and then we're gonna drag an empty trailer down to Springfield. So if we can make it that far. So.
But as Hopper says, still smiling.
Still smiling, yep. And as David H says, that's trucking. And as Lyle says, I ain't a trucker, I just drive this shit.
And as Ross says, someone's gonna die.
Yeah, and as Travis says, we gonna ride, you know, whether we get there or not. So we rolled the dice, guys, and we're hoping that the check engine light Inn and Suites Resort is at our address in Springfield.
That would be ideal, because then I could just do laundry and make food and sleep in my own bed.
Yeah, and because this is the exact same issue we had in December, we're told and believe and hope that our breakdown pay begins immediately.
Yeah.
Because this is already something that was supposed to be fixed back in December, and it's
And we had a really good talk with somebody who, same truck, same, same year, all of that, same issues, was in the shop 3 times for the same issue. So he seems to have very good insight on what's going wrong. So we'll go ahead and discuss that with the techs to say it's this that's causing this, that's causing this. So hopefully he's right, and we can kind of isolate it and say, here's another truck that had the same problem, and it was this. So hopefully point him in the right direction so that this doesn't happen again, because from what it looks like, like Eric said, it might be a bigger issue that may continue to make this happen. So
yeah.
Fun times.
All right, guys, thanks so much for letting us update you. Oh, I think he's coming out here to ask us if we want to wash out, because they have an outdoor washout. Anyway, we gotta go. Be safe, guys. Make good decisions. As always, drive, thrive. Talk to you soon.